Well, greetings and salutations, everybody. Um, ugh, the hits just keep on coming. Okay, this morning, when I woke up to go to work, I checked my messages as I normally do, find out if there's anything I need to be aware of before I depart for work, and I saw that a whole buttload of messages for my Google Mail. And well, here's what was in my Google Mail. Okay. Couple of things. First thing that I saw was congrats, your funds for a bending water test are on the way. And I was like, oh, cool. But then I saw all this crap. Transaction refunded, transaction refunded, transaction refunded, transaction refunded, transact, blah, 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 blah. And then even this one here, what do you call it? Has been refunded to you. And it keeps on going 48 times. So what happened here is that everybody who bought perks to my fundraiser received a refund today. Well, actually, it says transactions take between 5 and 10 days, but everybody received an email that says that their transactions were being refunded. Now, what I thought was kind of interesting, and you'll excuse me if I have this a little bit cut off, but at the bottom of every one of these things is actually personal information. But what do you call it? This is what everybody got, because as you guys know, number 16 was mine, and which wasn't going to be part of the drawing. But it says, hi, Sly, your transaction of the bending water test on Indiegogo has been refunded. And then it says, blah, blah, blah. I'm not going to go down here because that's got some personal information on it. But it says, let's see. It may take 3 to 5 business days to process for U.S. Issued credit cards and up to 10 business days for international credit cards. So, and I hope he doesn't mind. And no, I'm not going to show his personal information below it. But we all know my buddy Critical Think down in Australia. And this is what I received from. This is the stuff that I received from Indiegogo. This is really kind of funny. Recently, a backer of your campaign for the bending water test requested a refund, which is obviously not true. Please see the below details of the refund issued, and then it shows the name and then a little bit of data that they actually submitted to us. So, number one. Now, I believe in like flash mobs and all this other stuff. But I can tell you that every single one of these people inside of about 5 minutes or 10 minutes did not request a refund. Okay, they didn't. It's just not what happened. And so basically, after going back and forth with Indiegogo, what do you call it? The perks were refunded. Now the actual all the donations that were made that were outside of perks that people had made without buying perks, that was dispersed to me, and they said it can take up to 10 days to get here. That's this information. Okay. Hi, Sly. We're happy to let you know that today, Thursday, the 2nd of May, we dispersed $1,118 to you. Typical takes 3 to 5 business days to receive the funds, so we estimate your disbursement to arrive around the 9th of May. So ultimately what's happened here, now see, I could speculate that this had to do with the flat earthers who actually tried to organize against me. As a matter of fact, let me remind people of that. That was this. Okay, the flat earthers who actually tried to organize against me and were rallying other people to include Flat Enough, let's see, Cats Killa, Nathan Oakley, Quantum Eraser, etc. Were trying to get my campaign shut down. And now, even though I had been in contact with Indiegogo several times, and never once was it even hinted that my campaign was going to be shut down. So I don't know what last ditch effort was made or anything like that. Like I said, uh, it would be almost pointless because I don't think they would share the information with me anyway, because Indiegogo's MO seems to be just to send canned emails. As you saw with the refunds, uh, Indiegogo submitted those refunds, not the individual users. And so I'm frustrated to this point. I'm very happy that this chunk actually did make it through, but what do you call it? I'm very frustrated about this. Now, first of all, as far as holy shit, Zero, thanks, bud. Oh man, the the problem that I've been dealing with here is where to go from here. Now, number one, let me first say this to all the flat earthers out there who tried to put an end to this test or sabotage the fundraiser or anything like that. This test is still going to happen. Okay. All of the equipment has been purchased. It is here or out in my storage bin. Okay. All of it is. So you've effectively stopped nothing. I just want to make that part extremely clear. Okay. You have stopped nothing. So the test is still going to happen. Now, the part that I've been struggling with right now is what to do about the camera. Now, like I said, it was my original intention, and still in a way tends to be my original intention to hold a giveaway for the camera for those who have donated to help me out. The problem is the reason why I went to a third party was very simple: transparency. I wanted somebody who came on there. I wanted it to not be in my hands. That everybody can actually see their donations. Everybody can actually see their to see who was contributing and how much money was being exchanged here. And I wanted that visible. I wanted that to be completely visible. I did not want to be the butt end of discussions of Sly really got this much, or I actually did send something and all this. And so I wanted to make sure that I had this out on a third party. Well, we'll see what happens there. So I got that. So what I'm looking at right now, I have basically two choices. One choice, this basically has to do with the camera and paying back my friend. The first choice is to have no raffle at all, and then basically the money that I received did go towards a large portion of the materials that I was going to need for this, as well as the camera. So either to have no raffle, and then the camera just resides with me for further use in other tests and other experiments. To include, I'm going to be doing some star photography, which I'm really excited about. But let's see. But the other side is I've received dozens of messages, whether through my email or through comment sections, a couple of different ways that I've received these messages of people saying, put out a PayPal link or put out this or put out that. I still want to help. I still want to contribute. And I am really cool with that idea. It's just that, like I said, I didn't want this to be something that happened in the background. So I'm still trying to figure out exactly what I'm going to do about that. I'm going to come up with a plan over the weekend, and then I'm going to figure it out. The let's see. Use yeah. The so I'm really kind of this this really threw a monkey in everything. It's really difficult to really put all this together. Now, as you guys might have seen, and if you haven't seen it, I recommend that you go buy go to GeoStraber's uh, channel, because we just did. Geo is uh, one of my, and I mean this in the best of ways, one of my nerd friends. And Geo, he really enjoys electronics, as far as things surrounding computer usage and gaming, and which most of you probably already know. And he has a portable system that is making it is going to make it possible for us to live stream the test when we finally do it. He did a little test on it. We just did it for like 5-6 minutes, but he lugged all the stuff out there on his way to somewhere else, and did a live stream on that, and that was awesome. So, what's up, Jordan? Hey, Luke, thank you, man. Thanks. Really, I really appreciate that. So that's kind of where we're at the moment. So if this was the result of the flat earthers who decided that they were going to um, try and obstruct truth, obstruct fact, sorry, dude. Um, like I said, first, congratulations, morons. But second, I just wanted to also make sure that I said that again, this test is still going to happen. So yeah, that's kind of where that's at. Now, what I am going to do, because I am still bearing an interesting financial burden on this, and um, at the suggestion, I mean, it's even here in this chat that I should put out a PayPal link. Um, at the end of this video, I'm going to put a PayPal link at the bottom of only this video. Um, and anybody who wishes to contribute um, to this, I'm more than willing to accept that. Like I said, I have not made any decisions on exactly how I'm going to handle the giveaway of the camera anymore. Please note the people whose donations that were sent to me. Um, they were people who obviously didn't buy a perk, meaning that they did not um, partake in the drawing itself. So that's going to go to the to offset the cost that I have to pay back on these on all the equipment that I bought. So that's kind of where I'm at right now. And let's see, more money. You know what, Varshavs? You know it's poison little punks like you. Let's see, go to channel. Who are you? You know what you are, man? You're nothing. So first mod that I have in the chat, get rid of him. He doesn't need to be here. So Bjorn, if you let's see, heard Geo will join. Yes, Geo. As far as Geo joining me on the test, I have Geo to thank for finding the location of the test. Um, let's see, and he actually did the research and actually did the footwork. I had two or three spots a little bit more in northern Germany, but he found one that the one that we're ultimately going to use down by Bamberg. And that is going to be an absolutely awesome thing. And Geo has made it very clear that he wants to participate. He was also out there with me doing one of the visual tests and all this, and so we had a great time talking about doing the test. And Geo's kind of a down to business type of guy, uh, and which is going to be much appreciated at that test. So yes, he is planning on being there. So let's see here. So does anybody have any questions for me? If you do, okay. Well, weather forecast for the possible test date. Here's the thing. Now, I don't know where you reside, Dora. The problem is that we're in springtime in Germany, and see, it changed again. Um, what I need is let's see. This, why is that set to Wiesbaden? Or Bamberg. The problem is is we need a completely overcast day that everybody can attend uh, out at the test site. That's where the problem is. Now, if you would have looked at this thing 2 days ago, which I did, and I actually considered making an announcement that I was thinking about doing it on Sunday. Um, this right here, it was looking pretty good, but all of these weather patterns have changed in the last 2 days. So I'm waiting on that to find out exactly what's going on. But as it turns out, Sunday's not going to work anyway. I'm not going to be able to. Me personally, I'm not going to be able to do it. So it's just, yeah, it's difficult to. It's very frustrating because it's difficult to get a date to do this. As most of you know, I need a uh, what do you call it? I need a completely overcast day. Now this one's nice, but like I said, unfortunately I'm not going to be there for that, and I need a completely overcast, kind of a crummy day to limit, if not exclude, as much of the visual distortions that I would get filming zoomed in over a mile um, to complete the test. Now, honestly, I can get the test done without it. I can get the test done on a beautiful sunny day, but um, that will be heavily dependent on just measurements and as far as physical measurements at each pipe. And I'm quite certain that I would get a lot of complaints about the alignment method, even though those who would make complaints about the alignment method actually are not thinking it through exactly what would be involved there. So it's just kind of interesting. You'll have to excuse me, guys. I'm just a little bit. I'm a little bit. I'm pissed off about this. I actually am. I'm pissed off about this. But you know what? The It's been my experience through the many things I've been through in my life, whether personal, military, or otherwise, or family. Um, the measure of success is, or excuse me, not the measure of success, but the measure of a person's integrity and measure of a person's reputation is not that they win well, but also that they lose well. I do not feel that, and this is true for business as well. I do not feel that Indiegogo lost well on this. I felt very left out of the loop, very uninformed as to how it all took place. Like I said, the canned emails that I got about, magically everybody had uh, had requested a refund was not true. The canned emails that I got from them when I was asking for a status on things, it was a very frustrating procedure, and I realized that I'm not their only campaign, but at the same time, with the amount of money that website makes, yeah, I expected a lot better. But the other side of it is that um, I'm not going to make this all about uh, flat earthers who tried to set against me. I'm not going to do that. Why? Because that's giving them more credit than they deserve. So all I'm going to say is onwards and upwards about this test. Again, the test will be happening. It will not be stopped by this. As I said, the equipment is purchased. It's all here. And so this will be happening. It's just a matter of, still just a matter of scheduling a date for it. Last time I had a date for it was about 2 weeks ago, and and then out of nowhere, within like 2 days, the weather patterns changed, and it was probably the hottest weekend that we've had in a while, and hot and sunny. So that just kind of screwed all that up. Let's see. The longer you wait, the lower the chance for overcast. Oh yeah. Well, I agree, but I gotta wait for the weather patterns to stop being so hectic. Just about 3 days ago, um, on my ride home from work, it snowed, whereas through the middle of the afternoon it was t-shirt weather. So we're just in a hectic time of the weather, and I apologize for that. Nothing else can be said about that. Let's see here. Thanks for still doing it. Thanks, Tim. Let's see. Who is this? I have never seen anything that I put money into with Indiegogo turn into a product. I'm concerned that the company is a scam. Well, I'll know if it's a scam or not. Well, first of all, I do know, and I was getting messages about this morning. I do know that people who bought perks did get emails this morning that their stuff was being refunded. Um, I would like anybody who didn't get a refund to make sure that they hit me up. And on top of that, I have to see if these finances actually make it here. So calling them a scam, I am not prepared to do. I just think that they suck. Um, please, something other than PayPal. Well, unfortunately, guys, to uh, I know there's a lot of people who use various different things besides PayPal, and there's a lot of things out there. Um, my online life is rather simple. I got accused one time for being a troll because I don't have Skype. I have no use for Skype, so therefore I don't have it. Uh, Now, if cash on site, y'all see that cash on site. If you want to bring some cash by on site to help out, tell you what, don't bring cash, bring soda and some munchies for people because uh, I'm not going to really need people's cash on site, man. So if you want to bring something for the group that's going to be there, bring mine papucha, or do whatever you want to bring with it there to be for the folks that hang out there. The let's see, I can mail you 85 billion Zim dollars. Hey, yeah, send me all your bitcoins. Yeah, that's it. Um, but like I said, so below this video and only this video, once I complete it, and I'm sorry this sounds so down, guys. It's been such a long thing getting through this, dealing with the lies of flat earthers, and dealing with the bullshit excuses from flat earthers. Because ultimately this is a test against flat Earth, so obviously I have to include them in that manner. Um, the lies told by uh, Phuket Word, aka Nick. The bullshit excuses given by Bob from Globebusters, and Dell actually proving the curvature of the Earth, but then blaming perspective and then hiding his own video. So go figure on that. So that's kind of where that's at right now. I've been dealing with all that. I've been dealing with some people who are who have offered up some solid critiques. Actual solid meaning that people who are actually considering the test and all the things that are involved, who have offered up some solid critiques. I've had to go back and forth on that. I've had to do a lot of research on my own part for this, and it's come at kind of a cost. I'm a little bit exhausted on it, and I just want to get the test done. I'm excited about getting it done, but man, at the same time, I think it's fair to say I'm ready to have it over with. So it's just going to be a lot of fun. Let's see here. Move Germany closer to Southern California, and I'll be happy to go. Hey, you know, everybody's welcome. By the way, everybody knows that. I've said that enough times. Everybody's welcome to the test. I don't care if you're a flat earther or globe earther or don't care or just want to be part of the experience. I don't know. It's not my that's not my place to tell you. My place is to perform the experimentation and show the results and allow anybody else to perform them themselves, because and then compare your results with mine. I can't tell you how many times I've been called a liar out of this. I've been called a money grabber out of this. I've been called uh, oh all kinds of things, and so it's a little bit exhausting. So Snoozing Warrior is going to bend the truth on your bendy water test. Oh, I know that because they've already pulled out the perspective thing. And what I tried to do the other day was I even tried to invite Ranty and Riley onto my channel to have a discussion about perspective and Earth curve calculators and stuff like that. But Ranty decided to take the zero, and what do you call it? Riley made sure that he didn't. Made sure that everybody knew that he didn't show up, and for the most stupidest reasons. And if you look at his the comments below the video that he actually produced, I thought that that was actually kind of funny because he actually destroyed himself in two ways. Because if anybody remembers the hangout that I had with Riley last, the one that he claims I kicked him out of, which I didn't, the I thought it was really funny that he tried to use a mirage as a unit of measure, and then he has now recently said that there's a lot of compression going on. Okay, so that means you can't use it as a unit of measure. And then when I asked him to give me the calculations uh, for that compression, well, guess what? He ran from that as well because, of course, if you're going to claim compression, guess what? You kind of have to have some kind of a calculation or at least some kind of measurement that'll show how much that's happening. And he didn't want to do that, but he basically by saying compression at all, he said he was basically saying that or negating any argument that he had about trying to use that as a unit of measure on the screen, and by saying that he or displaying that he didn't have a calculation for it says that he had no idea what he was going to be measuring. So moron. Let's see here. Sloppy Warrior. Any hint on how many intend to attend? I would say probably about maybe, I don't know, maybe a dozen people in total. Or at least those are the people who have said that, or at least have vocalized that they're coming, or want to be part of it. I would say right at about a dozen. That's minus myself, my boys, and Geo. Uh, so that puts it at what, about 8 people have actually vocalized that they wanted to show up. Doesn't mean that there's not going to be more. So I'm going to see what that's up. Let's see. Renamed as Bug Live. The yes. By the way, in case anybody doesn't know, the test is going to be taking place in a place in Germany near Bamberg. Germans call it Bug, but to the rest of us who speak English, we just call it Bug. Oh shit! Sorry, Sean. Hold on a second. Sorry, I wasn't looking at the side chat. So, with that, I'm going to invite in Sean. And Sean, if you could pass that along to Reds, if you would like to join. Now, Geo, I know Geo's out and about, so he's probably not going to be able to join, but I figured I'd throw him on there as well. Because these guys have been with me through this entire process. I gotta get my headphones. All right.
Well, hello.
Hey, what's going on there, Sean? Everybody, now, can everybody please give me bacon in the chat for the new hairstyle of one Sean Hufford?
Still haven't run a brush to it yet.
Sean Hufford is trying his best to look human and
failing miserably most of the time.
Mm-hmm. But is by the stucco on the wall, you can tell that Sean is still down in Florida.
Yes,
he's down there with Reds, and they're going to be hopefully filming the SpaceX launch this evening, or actually tomorrow morning is a better way to say that.
Well, me specifically, I'm going to be filming the landing.
Right. So go ahead. I'm pretty sure that all my viewers are your viewers, but go ahead and tell everybody what you're going to be doing.
Okay. On the 30th, there was supposed to be a SpaceX launch and landing back at Cape Canaveral, but because of the Dragon capsule explosion the week before, they had to change their landing plans and move the drone ship just off of shore of the Cape, within camera distance of a decent zoom, if you had enough altitude. So it was arranged for me to come down to Florida with the Walkera Voyager 4 that has that 18 times zoom optical camera on it, so we can actually capture the first civilian captured barge landing of the Falcon 9. Of course, that launch got scrubbed. It got moved to May 1st. Then it got moved to the 3rd because NASA had an issue with the electrical system of the docking arm on the ISS. So they got that fixed. They went to launch on the 3rd. Then the barge had some kind of electrical issue where they had to scrub the launch last night, and they're going to try again today, or this morning, coming up. At 2:48 in the morning, a 1-second launch window, I'm going to be putting up the Walkera to 400 feet, which will put the horizon at about 23 miles. We're going to be 17 miles from the actual drone ship, so it will be completely before the horizon. Going by the way the barge was lit up last night, we couldn't actually see the barge without the drone. But from the ground, the ambient light scatter from the drone ship itself, I know exactly where the drone ship's going to be. It's not going to be a problem filming it. Going by the amount of light it was giving off, it's going to be a pretty decent size in the frame, even at only 18 times zoom. So we're looking at a really good, spectacular 4K landing of the drone ship for the first time by a civilian.
Sweet.
As long as they don't scrub again. This is my last chance to catch it because I really do have to get back to Indiana and do the job thing.
So in the chat, I see here somebody says it looks like you lost 15 pounds in hair alone.
It was 7, actually. I weighed that shit. 7 pounds of hair.
Yeah. And I have
my neck, my head feels extremely light. It's easy to move. It's like really quick reflexes now.
Right. Now, what's your flight time with that Walkera?
At most, if you take off as soon as you turn it on, get everything connected, you can probably squeeze 15 minutes out of it. Thankfully, from launch to landing, it's no more than 9 minutes.
Okay.
So as soon as I see the rocket go up, I'm sending the drone straight up, pointing it at the drone ship, zooming all the way in, and I should have enough time to keep it there before it. I should be able to actually get the drone to 400 feet well before it actually stage separation.
All right. Well,
but the whole time I'm going to be focused on the drone or the drone ship, just to make sure I see the rocket coming, because I'm not going to be able to track it with the drone, because when you're zoomed in that much, the gimbal moves very, very slow.
Right.
So I'm just going to keep it focused on the drone ship at the bottom of the frame, and I'll catch landing burn to landing.
Okay. Now I have a request. Because once it lands, it lands. I have a request for you. Seeing that there's the boat itself is going to be obviously illuminated.
Very much so.
And for safety and for all other reasons. So what I would make a request of is, after the 9 minutes of flight and landing and all this, and hopefully all goes well.
You roboted for a second. Can you repeat it?
I roboted? No, it's you actually.
But it was on my end, but I just couldn't understand what you're saying.
Okay, but what I'm hoping that you do is, with the remaining approximately 4 to 5 minutes, hell, you'll only need a minute to do it, is once you film the landing, which is going to be cool as hell, because of the distance, what I would suggest is slowly zoom out and then do your triple sunrise. Do a sink and then a raise and then a sink and then a raise to show the ship come in and out of view due to the obstruction of the horizon.
I was actually planning on doing that while zoomed in and locked on the ship. When I bring it down, I'm actually going to, because Astronomy Live and Reds, what they were planning on doing before I got involved was they were going to get a hotel right where we're going to be taking off from and filming it from the 6th floor, which would actually lead to an obstruction of the bottom 2/3 of the rocket.
Right.
Because they would only be at 60 to 70 feet.
Right.
That's why I was kind of voluntold to come down here with a drone.
Voluntold. Yeah, I know how that goes. But no, but that would be cool with that. Just like little remainder bit. I mean, obviously your primary focus is to get the landing.
Believe me, I've already thought about the during descent, keep it locked on the drone ship, just so I can watch the rocket disappear bottom to top.
Yeah. Now, is Red going to try and point out in that direction and actually watch the rocket land below the horizon?
No, he's going to be at the launch. He's going to be at his normal location to film the launch.
Right.
And he's going to track it up to catch the rainbow effect of the booster separation
Yeah, that's going to be awesome.
and boost back. But he's not going to be able to, in any way, shape, or fashion, catch any part of the landing.
Okay. That sucks.
He's going to be much farther to the west of us, as well as he's got landmass between him and the landing site.
Okay. Well, that's going to be cool to watch, though. Are you guys aren't going to stream it live, though? Are you going to? This is going to be produced.
Strike did bring a mobile hotspot, so we're going to try, but it's with me and Astronomy Live being at the landing site. He's going to be manning his telescope. I'm going to be manning the drone. So there's really not going to be a hold of camera to film anything.
Right. No, I hear you. Oh,
and the Walkira doesn't support live streaming like the Mavic does.
Okay. Well, and by the way, I have to boast for Geo here. My mobile data or my live stream can beat up your live stream. Did you see that thing today? A little while ago.
I saw it. I saw it with his.
He's got like half his car filled with equipment. It's cool.
But what's really funny is he actually had curvature with that nice fisheye lens that he had.
Mm-hmm. Russian vids will be saying it from San Francisco. Saying what?
CGI.
Oh, yeah. Well.
Yeah. Somehow the Walkira Voyager 4 is capable of real-time CGI.
Yes, of course. In HD.
4K. I'm going to be filming 4K.
Oh, shit. Yeah, no. And by the way, speaking of that sonic boom, some of you don't know, but many of you do. The sonic boom the boom you hear at the end of many of my videos, that is actually a SpaceX rocket coming back in, coming in for landing and going through the sound barrier, and scaring the shit out of two apparently flat earthers, who said that the thing blew up, even though it landed perfectly fine. And Reds has wonderful footage of that very same landing from a different angle.
Right, that was a Crow 777 video that you got that from.
That shit was funny as hell. But
oh my god!
So for those of you who didn't know that, that's what that boom is actually a sonic boom from a SpaceX rocket. But oh man, well then
they just happened to be at a really close distance where the sonic boom hit them at the same time as they were visually seeing it go behind buildings.
Yeah. Well, the really cool part is because they were sitting on the intercoastal, obviously on the wrong side of the intercoastal to be watching in the direction of the landing. Yes, there was some kind of building or structure there that covered up the landing, and but the echoes off the condos. I don't know if anybody here has ever been to the intercoastal, but it's usually many stretches of it are just lined with these condominiums. So you get this just incredible acoustic from that, and that's just got to be the most wild thing. And apparently, it scared the shit out of the three people. And that's why I love that closeout. So,
well, getting back on topic, I did have to make a comment on the whole Indiegogo thing.
What's up?
Well, I find it funny that flat earthers are constantly saying you need to do your own experiments. You need to test things. You need to go verify things yourself.
Mm-hmm.
You actually provide an opportunity to do that, and some of the more prolific flat earthers did their best to get you shut down from doing exactly what they say they want you to do.
Yep. You know what? The only flat earther that I know who actually, at least in principle, was not against it was Riley.
Right. Well, that's because he's a Poe.
Yeah, well, yeah, because Riley actually openly said, that real experimentation needs to be supported, and therefore nobody should be giving me shit about doing this test. That they should actually get behind it and wait for the results. Now, a couple days later, he calls me a lying bastard again and all this other shit.
Right.
But that's Riley. We're used to
That's
that.
because the other side of his mouth opened up.
Yeah, right. Or better said, his other mouth.
No, he's only got one fanus.
Oh, okay. But so that's yeah, I totally agree with you. I mean, flat earthers, they turn around and say, prove this, prove that, and all this. The reason why I designed this test is this is really the last thing. Now, even though it's been shown in Rob Skiba's footage, Dwayne Kellum's footage, and then of course, on our side, Sean did it. What do you call it? I've done it, and all this as far as filming curvature of the Earth, whether it's by drop or left to right curvature. Even though we've done it 1,000 times, everybody keeps on wanting to say, "Oh, show bending water." So this is really, honestly, the last thing that Flat Earth has, or at least that they bitch about. At least.
Were you watching the Team Skeptic or the Team Skeptic Fight the Flat Earth video a couple days ago when Rushford was on there?
No.
Oh, dude.
Rushford is a moron. I've known him since I started this shit.
Oh, me and Reds did some serious live butt hurt with curvature of the Earth on that show.
Okay.
Because do you remember Red's Rhetoric's blink test for Tampa?
Yeah.
We went back to that filming location.
Okay.
I took the Walkira.
No way.
Yes way. So we actually showed the actual camera live filming Tampa.
Oh damn.
And I took the footage and put it on the iPad that was controlling the Walkira and showed the same view of Tampa, but from 400 feet.
Oh damn.
Little bit of a difference on how much of the buildings you can see.
I'm quite certain.
As in half buildings, all buildings.
Well, you know what? Before you go home, man, what you ought to do is tell Brad to get off his lazy ass and drive you down to 7 Mile Bridge.
Where's that at?
It's the bridge that connects you out to Key West. And what do you call it?
Dude, that's way far away from us.
No, it ain't. Not from Tampa. That's only about maybe a 2-hour drive.
Oh, dude, we're doing okay, explain this to me. It took us 2 hours to drive to Cape Canaveral last night.
Uh-huh.
The same trip back, without changing the speed, it was 70 miles an hour all the way there, all the way back. Same route, took us 2 hours to get there, took us 3 hours to get back.
Well, that's the ether, man.
I swear to God, Florida is the only state that grows and shrinks, apparently, with the direction you're going. I guess if you rub it the right way, you got a less distance to go.
No, I lived in Florida for many years. I'm used to the drives. Everything's far away. There's nothing around the corner.
Yeah, I've been giving Red shit about that all day. It's like, how the hell does that work? I can't wrap my head around that. We went the same route, the same speed limits, everything.
Yeah,
it's an hour difference.
But it doesn't mean you went the same speed the whole way.
Well, even the GPS from where we took off from here in Tampa, it said it was a 2-hour drive, and then when we keyed in the GPS to get back, it said 3 hours. Just the route.
Well, you might. I'm not certain then, but like I said, I wasn't there, so I'm not going to say it.
I'll film it tonight, bitch. Because that just blew my mind. It's like, okay, we're going back the same route. The roads are parallel. They don't diverge and go different directions anywhere. And it's an hour difference depending on whether you're heading east or west.
Well,
it's the spin of the Earth.
That's what it is. There you go. Yeah, Florida is a long ass state, Beach. You are 100% right.
Well, thankfully, going to Cape Canaveral is literally east-west the whole way. We don't have to do the whole north thing.
Key West is not 12 hours from Tampa.
Dude, Tampa is like middle of the state on the west coast.
Right.
Key West is like all the way at the south end of the state.
No, I know that, but what do you call it? I lived in Boca, and what do you call it? I had friends up
250 miles.
Yeah, I had friends up in Orlando, and that only takes about maybe 2.5, maybe 3 hour drive, and and it's about the same going south to the Keys, maybe a little bit longer because you got to drive slower down the bridge. But nah, it ain't 12 hours, man.
No, it's not 12 hours, but it's probably 3 to 3.5, maybe 4.
Mm,
Because, like I said, we're in the middle of the state, west side. So,
yeah. All right. All right. Well, Sean, I appreciate you stopping by. This is pretty much going to be the end of this one. I just wanted to update everybody on what happened with the Indiegogo thing, and what do you call it? Like I said, for everybody who's might have not been here since the beginning of the video, I am going to put at the bottom of this video and this video only a PayPal link for anybody who wishes to contribute to the financial
I,
burden that this has put me in.
I would rephrase. I would kind of rephrase that because people donated to your Indiegogo in
Uh-huh.
good faith.
Yes.
Indiegogo lied to you about them about them requesting refunds.
Right.
I would say the PayPal. The way I would word it is that the PayPal is there for the people who have donated and have been issued refunds,
Mm-hmm.
a means of resubmitting their original donation.
Okay. Well, like I said, I'm going to see how all that works out. But right now this is just about donations. Period. Um, the and then I'll work something out about possibly revamping or rewarming the raffle. Like I said, I haven't really figured out exactly how I can make that as transparent as possible. I know you have some ideas, Sean, but I want to figure out exactly how I'm going to do that. So
Right.
so that's that's basically all I got here, guys. Like I said, in quite a few hours now, probably about 8 hours, uh, or no, not 8 hours. That's way too long. No,
Be
no,
about
actually,
10 hours.
about 10 hours. In about 10 hours, what do you call it? That launch is going to happen. For those of you
Hmm.
who live near South Florida or live somewhere at least in visible range within about 100 miles, I would say, you're going to be able to see that launch and
For those that actually live close by, we will be in Cape Canaveral at the only pier that is there. So
the only
we'll
pier
be
that
there.
okay, and because I know I used to see the shuttle, I used to be able to see the shuttle launch from Boca, and that's quite a ways away. So everybody, make sure you get your own videos of that, and hell, let Reds know about them, and or Sean if you actually post a video from a longer distance, and let them know about them, and then maybe we can do some kind of conglomerate or some kind of collage of the different videos.
Yeah,
But
believe me, I would actually love for another person to show up at at the place where we're filming the landing, just so they can actually film it. Because, like I said, it's going to be me and Astronomy Live, and we don't have somebody that can actually live stream it or film the overall thing as it's happening. So if
yeah,
somebody wants to show up and do that, that would be absolutely awesome.
yeah, because as far as filming goes, with my test that's coming up, um, I've said this a couple of times. Everybody's going to be welcome to film anything that they want, and I encourage it. As a matter of fact, whether it's cell phone videos, whether it's actual, production videos and stuff like that, and anybody's going to be able to film whatever they want. Like I said, I only request that their footage be released on the same day, if not after I put out my completion video, and
Right.
uh, that's just a matter of timing and shit. That's all. But other than that, you'll be able to film and produce whatever you want. Not like some people that we know who didn't even bring a camera out to their own shit. What do you call it? Jeranism. The and then you got people who don't film their stuff at all, Bob. And let's see. So
Well, I'm going to correct you there because 7K Two Seater, the guy that actually did the fog gyro test,
uh,
he did film it. He's
oh, you
actually
did.
got most of those. He's got those videos unlisted or privated.
Oh, okay. Well, that's the same
Um,
thing as not filming your own shit. Is
yeah,
my,
because
is my
we actually, I think it was I was going to hang out with you where somebody actually gave us a link to some of the transcripts that actually had links to his videos that were unlisted.
Mhm.
Yeah, he's got those videos there, but he doesn't want the public to see them.
Oh, of course not. And whatever happened to that gyro anyway? Anyway,
Uh, I don't know. The talk about it stopped. He may still have it. He may not. I don't know. I cannot. I can only speculate.
because it's the only thing that's left on my Jeranism called me a liar video.
Yeah, I can't give you an honest answer on whether or not he still has it.
Yeah.
It's to the best of my knowledge, I guess he does because nothing's been said about otherwise. But again, we can't take flippers at their words for much of anything.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. Pax Max Sly, you should do something about that cough. Well, I'm about to. It's called going out and having a smoke.
Yeah,
So,
see, I started coughing on the 2 hour drive last night, and Rez asked me if I was okay. I was like, yeah, I just have too much oxygen in my lungs.
yeah, my
took
uh, my
took him about
my
10 minutes to get what I was saying.
my nicotine levels are a little low, and but anyway, ladies and gents, that's the update on the Indiegogo test, and that will be the last update regarding the actual Indiegogo thing. Um, yeah, we all saw the. One thing I didn't show. Hold on a second. Where is it? Let's see. There's that. I'm going to move this off the screen so I don't show any PII, as it's called. And let's see. I'm going to go to the bending water test. And for anybody who was curious, yes, that this was the reduction. It used to be like 180% or something like that. It said $3,000. This is the result of what Indiegogo decided, and
Hmm.
what do you call it? And then, of course, there is finances, which goes to here. Now, it was all done in one. Don't let the 000 fool you. That just means there's nothing remaining. Um, and you guys all remember when it said April 5th, what it says now, week of May 10th.
Right.
What do you call it? The reserve funds are for additional refunds. That's just a policy under Indiegogo, so don't read too much into that. There's what it really was. That was the original gross funds, and then but then they refunded $2,200 this morning, and or to you in the States last night.
Yeah. So I'll just say that if you actually went and funded into this and they refunded it, just redirect it to Sly's PayPal, so just to make sure that your donation is still there.
Yeah, and then, like I said, I'm going to be figuring something out about what to do about that. As a matter of fact, the funny part is I actually still have the CSV, the spreadsheet, with everybody who actually did donate to it previous to this. It was after the campaign itself shut down. I was able to, obviously as the campaign owner, I was able to download a list of the backers, which I'm supposed to be able to do because if I had something to ship, or
Right.
if I needed to do anything, or if this was any other campaign, this everybody has that same right. Um, as far as a campaign owner goes. Once again, I hold your personal privacy as paramount. So nobody is ever going to get that list. But what I can do is I can actually compare it to um, uh, PayPal donations and pick it up from there. So that's one thing that I'm kicking around right now, and but I haven't yet made a solid decision on that because I don't know exactly how all this is going to go. But I will definitely keep everybody informed on that. So, ladies and gents, I really appreciate all y'all stopping by. Um, it means a lot to me to be able to tell you guys everything that's going on with this and to share my frustration with what I woke up to this morning. That was oh, Sean, did you? I don't know if you saw this before. Check this out.
Yeah, I saw that. I
This
saw that.
yeah, crazy,
I,
huh?
I was like calling Indiegogo a bunch of lying scumbags at that point when I saw it pop up.
Yeah. So I'm furious about this, of course. But I got to take the punches as they roll. So,
Oh,
um,
I just think it's funny that they're trying to pass the anger that you would probably have for this in a normal situation onto the people that donated for requesting a donation when or requesting a refund when they didn't.
right. And
It's not Indiegogo's fault. No, no, no. Your backers backed out.
yeah, and I'm gonna call it. And then for those of you who might not have seen what that was about, it says hi Sly. Recently, a backer of your camp. I have 48 of these emails. They all say the exact same thing. It's just different personal data below it. But
Whoa.
it's but it says recently a backer of your campaign for the bending water test requested a refund. So I'm like,
Snake,
so I'm like,
Florida.
really? So anyway, ladies and gents,
There is a Florida snake wanting to get all kinds of cuddly with me right now.
well, welcome
Yeah,
to Florida.
yeah,
Um,
he can stay over there.
no. All right, so ladies and gents, like I said, I'm going to put that link in the bottom of the in the description of the video once I close this. And if you feel like still getting in on this, then go right ahead. I also do still intend on naming the pipes after the original 14 people who bought those perks, because even though you got your money back, you did not pull your money back. Your intent was to support my test, so therefore your names will still be on those pipes, and I will be getting with you about what you want to name those pipes by those contributions. Okay, so ladies and gents, I really thank you for stopping by, and Sean, thanks for stopping by, and I hope you're enjoying all of Red's Kool-Aid, and what do you call it? And I will get another update out to you guys sometime soon. Okay, so y'all have yourselves a nice night.